another episode of Hooked on Cooking. This is my first outdoor episode because, as you can see, it's the middle of April and we're almost getting to the end of the school year. Today, my very special guest is a very good friend of mine who lives in Franksville, Wisconsin. He is the Bobby Flay of Franksville. That's what I want to call him. And his name is Donny Hintz. What are we making today, Donny?
We're making drunken chicken.
Drunken chicken, Donny. We're on like the cable show for kids. What's the deal?
Well, it's actually a beer can. I'll put chickens.
Yeah? You put a chicken over a beer can or something?
And it's the best chicken you're ever going to have. It makes it very moist. Us rednecks out here, we call it drunken chicken, but you might hear of it as a beer can chicken.
Beer can chicken. Okay. So now, like Frank Balistreri said when we were making the eggplant stuff, we used wine in it, but what happens to the alcohol when you cook?
They cook it, it's cooked off. But what we're going to do today is we're going to make 2 chickens at once, and we'll explain to you if you can do it once, or you know, 2 chickens or 1 chicken. But we're going to do an old duels in case your parents aren't at home.
Okay.
And we're going to do a regular beer one, and we're going to see what the taste is like. And I think it's going to taste the same.
Yeah.
It's going to give you... It's going to make it very, very moist, and that's the object of the whole thing.
So, and it just gives it the flavor, right?
Exactly, and the chicken never touches the grill. It always stays on the can.
Okay, and so in other words, the alcohol in anything that you cook, and a lot of cooks cook with alcohol, we know, it just kind of dissipates, right? That leaves and we use it for the flavor.
Exactly.
Okay, great. All right, so before we start actually cooking the chicken, Donny talks to me about the fact about the way you put the coals on the grill and whatever is really important. And why are we cooking on a Weber and a grill versus a gas grill for this?
Weber is really the only kind of grill that I know that has that nice arch. If you have, it doesn't have to be a Weber grill, but if you see a lot of different kind of grills, they're flat and your chicken's going to be riding high, and it's not going to work. You ain't going to have no room, and you don't want all that smoke leaking out of the sides. So Weber's the one that you really want.
Why that and not a gas grill?
You can do it on a gas grill.
Yeah.
But you have 2 different kind of tastes. You got that charcoal taste, and then you just have that gas taste.
Okay.
Money-wise, believe it or not, you're better off with the charcoal grill because the gas costs a lot of money, and you're going to be doing this for about an hour to an hour and a half, where the charcoal is not going to cost that much money, obviously, when you put it on.
And I agree with that. I also have a charcoal grill at home.
And there is, I mean, people do it, but there is a big, big taste difference.
Okay, well, let's get to the point of where you show us how to put the charcoal on, because I think everybody thinks that you just throw that charcoal in and you light it up and it's no big deal. Donny's telling me that there's really a way to do it that's going to make it work the best. So, let's get started.
Okay.
Should you hang this somewhere or off to the side, or what? What do you want to do?
What side would you like it?
I don't know. Whatever side you hang it on there, Donny, hang it on. There we go. All right. So, a regular charcoal grill, inexpensive.
Now we're doing 2 chickens, so you might want a little more charcoal than usually with 1 chicken. I've done 3 chickens at once.
Really, on one grill like this?
Yes.
Wow.
The more chickens, maybe a little more charcoal. You want to, what we're going to do, and we'll explain that later also, is you want to have enough charcoal to make your ring around. We're going to do this indirect heat and not direct heat.
Oh, what's the difference between indirect and direct? Good question.
Direct heat.
Oh, we got more guests coming in on the train. I think we got to pause here.
Rednecks?
Yeah, more rednecks coming in. We'll be right back. All right, we got 4 or 5 more rednecks sitting here with us, Donny. We're ready to go. They came off the train, yeah. Sure. Somehow this train comes by a lot, so if we got a break, don't worry about it. All right, let's get started with this charcoal now again. Actually, I'm really interested in learning about this because...
Okay, well, number 1,
whoa, got it?
Not a good charcoal.
No.
On your grill on the bottom, you have a lever and slots. You want to make sure that them are open.
Okay.
You don't want them closed. People do forget about that.
Okay.
So that's got to be open. Otherwise, it's going to take you a long time for your charcoal to start cooking.
Okay, so the air, it needs air, in other words. Got it. All right.
Now, I don't know. You just got to take your, put a pile in there. Don't forget, you want to make a ring around the grill.
Because we're making 2 chickens here.
Now, that might be a little too much, but there's never really too much. you're all good.
Okay. All right. Good.
Well, the other thing is you want to make it a nice big tall pile. Even whether you're doing chicken, steak, pork chops, you want to make a nice big stack so the fire gets
You mean
fast.
up like this?
Exactly.
Like a volcano almost.
Exactly.
All right.
If you want.
Oh, and then what happens though? You don't leave it like that, right?
No, we don't leave it like that. We start the fire with that.
Okay.
And then when the fire is done, I will have a stick and I'll make it a nice ring around.
When it turns white?
Well,
Or
yeah,
what?
just when it's starting to turn white, yeah, that's when you want to do it.
Okay. All right.
Well, I don't know, I might have went a little too wild on that charcoal, but it doesn't hurt.
Yeah. And charcoal's pretty cheap, isn't it?
Yeah,
Overall?
and I prefer Kingsford. You know, you want to be. Kingsford is really the better charcoal.
All right. How do you feel about that charcoal that's already got that pretty light stuff on it?
I've used it. I've tried it. I didn't like it because there's too much oil and stuff on it, and you got to watch what you put on your charcoal. You got to make sure that's all burned off. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
And a lot of times that's not.
It doesn't. It makes the meat taste terrible, I think.
Right.
Get the stuff that's clean, put the lighter fluid on yourself, and then go with it. All right. So, Larry, can we get a close-up of this? Got a close-up of it? Good. All right. So we know what that looks like? Great.
Because now
Great.
we're going to put the.
You know what? This thing, Larry, I don't even have to direct him anymore. He just kind of knows what he's doing.
Larry's on it?
Yeah, Larry's on it. He's
Good.
getting a lot better.
All right, so you just want to soak it. But the one thing that people don't realize, I know it's a lot on there, but you want to get inside it.
Oh,
So that way the fire will burn inside from the out instead of the outside in.
now he just taught me something new.
Now, that should work.
All right.
What I
And
use,
back away.
What I use, no, it'll be fine. It'll be
Hey,
fine.
that's
Yeah.
different. What is that?
Yeah, these are kind of safety. This way you don't have to put a torch, you know, it doesn't torch up when you throw your lighter on there or your matches or whatever.
What's that called?
Good question.
It's called a Baronzomatic. Does it last for a long, long time?
Yeah, and I have a refill on it.
Ah, is that better than those little things that you
Well,
buy?
sure,
those
you'll
little-
see it because it's
Okay, I
a
wanna see
torch.
it. Oh, it's like a little torch.
And then you can just do it
Awesome.
this way, and that way you don't burn your fingers.
Where'd you get one of those babies?
You have to ask my mother. She got it for me for Christmas.
Your
It's the best-
mom.
It's the best Christmas present I've ever had.
I'm going to ask her because I want to know.
And I just try to get it started all the way around.
Okay.
And then, now if you got wind, this is why I like the Weber, because if you got wind and the wind is coming one way or the other, you can block the wind with this shield here.
What do you mean?
Right now we have no wind. Well,
You put it on top or no?
well, you can put it on the sides so the wind doesn't blow the truck.
You mean the way that we had it hung?
Exactly.
Like that, okay.
We have no wind right now, so I can't really explain that to
Right.
you. But if there's wind coming, you can block it, and that way it doesn't get disturbed.
Very nice, very nice. All right, now about how long does this take to get white and ready to move around?
I want to say about 20 to 25 minutes.
Okay, 20 to 25 minutes. In that 20 to 25 minutes, we're going to go inside, and we're going to get the chicken all ready to start doing the drunken chicken or the beer can chicken that we're going to start, right?
Right.
And there are some processes or little steps that we have to do before then. So, we'll be back in just a second. We're inside the kitchen now, and we are going to what, Donnie? What are we doing?
We're going to prepare the chicken.
Oh, we got to get the chicken ready.
Yeah, we're going to get it ready. We're going to wash hands.
Wash our
chickens.
hands.
Whenever we wash chicken, we wash our hands.
Why is that important?
You just don't know. It's just better off of washing the chicken, making sure that everything is clear and clean. There's stuff inside the chicken, there's gizzards, and there's a neck, and you want to cut all that off, and you don't want no access around the chicken.
Okay. All right, so, what did
Number
you
one, what we do is we
What?
wash our hands before we touch our chicken.
Oh, I touched the chicken already. I'm in trouble.
That's okay, we're going to wash it anyway.
Okay, I have a little soap here. Yeah? All right. Why do we wash our hands before we touch the chicken? What matters? Just important.
Just important to watch. People don't know where your hands are, so what's...
I know. That's true. And you know what? On my show, we always wear an apron and we always wash our hands. So this is no different. All right. Then what?
We dry our hands.
Do I have to dry my hands? They're going to get wet anyway.
Okay, it's just...
All right, just the way you are. He's picky. He's picky for a man. Unbelievable. You want a man like this, I'm going to tell you right now. You know, they're hard to find.
You know.
Okay. What's, ooh, that's
his diaper.
Oh, okay, got the diaper. Okay. Now what?
Now, if you grab inside the chicken, you're going to find some surprises in there. Like, actually, we don't. There's nothing in this chicken.
No?
Okay, this is a good chicken.
Is there anything in that chicken? Because that's a little...
You got the wrong side.
Oh, I got the wrong side. That's how much I know.
This is no fun.
Oh, I don't see anything in there.
We're all good.
That's good. Because most of the time, like with a turkey and stuff, they don't take the gizzards out.
There are gizzards and there.
And what else? Those little giblets or whatever, right.
So what I always do, whether it matters or not, just to make me feel better, I just wash the inside of the chicken.
Okay.
Just kind of just scrub it and just wash it off and get all the whatever that would be on there you don't know. You know, just little stuff on it.
This is a whole chicken, by the way, and you can buy any size you want, right, John?
Yes, and it doesn't matter what kind of chicken you buy. It's as long as it's a whole chicken.
Are there any kinds that are better than others, or no?
I can't answer that, and
no?
I don't know.
Okay.
I've heard different kinds, but I think when you do it on the grill, it's not going to matter.
Okay. All right, now what? Now we bring that chicken dry.
No.
We wring that chicken's neck.
And then we can move over here to the corner.
I'm kidding. And this is if you like really have like any kind of anger issues. Pound that chicken.
Okay,
all right, I'm killing the chicken. He's like, okay, whatever. Where am I going? Where am I going with this?
Right over here to the glass dish.
I'm gonna put it in there.
Sure.
Okay. Let's see if our cameraman can come over this way. Is it good or not, Larry? We need to back up or anything? Yes, Larry? No, Larry? Yes, Larry. Okay, let's pause 1 second, then let Larry back the camera up. They're washed, and now we're ready to put them in marinade, get them on the beer, I guess? Is that what you do? Stick them on the beer can,
yeah.
Stick them on the beer can, and then they'll go to the grill. But so what do we do first about the marinade?
I guess the little trick is don't jump ahead of yourself. You want to marinate everything before you put it on the can of beer. Or otherwise you're not going to get all the marinade on.
Okay.
So, I mean...
Does it have to sit in the marinade for...
No. You can put dry rub, which is like powder. But if you want to do that, like garlic powder, you can put anything you want in it. That's your preference.
Okay.
I don't like to do that because I want to put the marinade inside the skin and outside the skin. And I use fresh garlic. But if you don't have fresh garlic, you can use garlic powder.
Oh man, no. Emerald talks about garlic all the time.
Exactly. You want the fresh stuff, but if it's a spare moment thing, you can do what you got to do with the stuff.
With the powder stuff.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. So you talked about putting it on the outside of the chicken and also on the inside of the chicken.
Right. Well, the first thing I want to do is I'm going to...
You mean inside the skin?
Inside, did I say? You can put it inside the chicken, outside the chicken, inside the skin. Put it everywhere. That's what your marinade is for. I don't really want to call it a marinade. Soy sauce isn't a marinade, but it's going to make it, it's more healthier for you. You don't have to use salt.
Okay.
And if you're going to put soy sauce, that's like the Chinese salt.
Okay.
And it's more healthier for you, and I'd rather put that on there. It'll absorb.
All right, let's go. Show us how to do it.
The first thing we do, we're going to put a little garlic in the chicken.
Okay.
And usually they smash it and they do all that stuff. We're just going to put it in slivers, and I'll show you where you put it so it spreads. Once you put some garlic in your chicken, the slivers will spread and it'll make it all even.
Really?
Really.
How many times have you done this to get this right, buddy?
Honestly, I don't know. I've had about 20 fights with my ex-wife, and every time I have a fight with my ex-wife, I've had 20 chickens to do, and finally the 21st one worked out. Because my ex-wife was gone, and I started thinking clearly.
So this is your therapy, hey?
Yeah, that's my therapy.
Okay,
it's
all
not
right.
very fun. That's all kidding aside.
Yeah,
I have had 20. I've done about 20 chickens.
I was going to say you didn't have 20 wives.
No, the other thing is I found out the soy sauce doesn't burn. You put regular marinades on there, they burn.
Really? Actual fresh garlic.
Fresh garlic.
Okay.
I always chop the ends off.
Okay.
Okay. And then just put them in slivers.
Try to get a shot of this here, Larry. Because we like close-ups. See what we're
I
doing.
got big hands.
Okay, so you put them in, oh, I get it.
Just
Okay,
put
so
them
you're cutting
slivers.
it the long way. He's cutting it the long way.
You want to show Larry the slivers?
That's great.
Got your hands washed?
Yep, I do. And then what do we do with these?
We're
Can I
gonna-
help you out?
Yeah.
I shove them underneath the skin,
No, this is
or?
what we're gonna do. We're gonna. No, we have to show Larry here. Main thing is put it in the breast. This is the breast of the chicken here.
Okay.
Just stab it
Oh,
like that, and then you'll be able to take that sliver and just slide it right on in there like that.
excellent. And you do that what?
What
Like,
I do is I'll put it one in the wing, on each wing, maybe one or two in the breast, and then one on each corner here, and that should take care of the whole chicken.
excellent. See, I'm learning something new, and this is why I do this show, because every show, I'm serious, I learn something new, and I become a better cook myself, and
And actually, I was wrong here. This ain't the breast. Obviously, this is the breast.
oh yeah, that's right, we had it backwards. We had it backwards, that was the back. But you can't tell with chickens, you know, because we don't know if they're men or women, it doesn't really matter, right? Okay, we'll just let that alone, won't we? Okay.
So right now, I'm putting one on the leg here because everybody likes legs. Everybody likes wings.
And that flavor really travels
That
through
will
the chicken,
spread. It will
really?
spread, and you'll smell it. And I want you to be honest with me when you do take the chicken out the grill. Tell me if you can smell it.
Okay, will do. So this to me sounds like a great dish because not only do you have garlic, which I don't care what, there are two things you need to cook with always, and would you agree with me, Donnie? Onions and garlic.
Onions and garlic.
Yep, onion and garlic.
You know, you can always add lib. There's really no perfect way of doing the chicken as far as putting your herbs and spices on it.
Right.
I can cut an onion, which I will show you later on. I'll just put it on the top of the onion. You can get all that.
You get the flavor.
Exactly.
But those two are the most, I think, the most flavorful herbs, or whatever you want to call them. What do you call them? Are they herbs? I don't really know. And I'm a cook.
Doesn't Larry, the camera guy, know?
Larry, what do you think? Are those herbs, yes or no? No, they're not. Okay, well,
There you
thanks.
go.
Thank you there, Larry, for your expert advice. Yeah, okay, whatever. Whatever they are, those are the two things that I think that when you put those in any meal, they really enhance the meal. And so this is kind of cool. Now, where'd you learn to do this, Donnie? Just your own idea?
20 fights with the ex.
20 fights with the ex.
Ex-wife.
All right, all right. I
It's
think
just
I gotta
you sit
get.
down and just relax, and you watch cooking shows, and every little thing might help you.
Yeah, true. I love the Food Channel. Watch it all the time. Like I said, this guy is the Bobby Flay of Franksville, and you know, I think that I can learn a lot from this guy.
Yep.
Right?
Depends on how much time you really want to do it. The more time you take, the better it's going to taste.
That's why. So, like, depending on how much you care about your guests, is the more time you will spend preparing the meal.
And now you do it, and you just kind of feel it around, and it will leak through sooner or later. You don't have to be so
Like, picky about it.
exactly.
Okay.
And there's pockets.
What do you think about the fact that it takes, like, you know, I don't know, hour or so to prepare a meal and 10 minutes to eat it?
It depends on how good it is.
I guess.
If it's the slower you cook and the more time you take, the better it's going to taste, and if that's what you like. And we all know chicken is good for everybody. It's
Yep.
good for the heart.
Yep.
And the stuff that I'm putting on there's nothing bad about it.
Nothing bad about it. Well, the Chinese know.
Yes.
Yeah, they do.
You don't
I
see
know
too
they
many
do.
fat
They're
Chinamen.
all skinny. Those Chinese people are all skinny.
You don't see many fat Chinamen.
No, you don't. You don't. I agree.
The big wrestler
I
guys.
agree. I'm going on my diet tomorrow, and I'm going to make my eyes slant. I don't know. All right. Now we're going to dump the soy sauce
Now
in
we're going
there.
to dump the soy sauce on top and everywhere.
And then that's it, garlic and soy sauce.
Garlic and
Everything.
soy sauce.
And then,
If you want to throw a little pepper on there, that's fine. I don't suggest salt because this is
that's
salty.
the salt. Yeah.
And just rub it in. Inside, outside, just like you're giving it a bath.
You know, it took me to get him on this cooking show to find out how he does this. I'm excited. I might not be able to have Broadfest this year. I might have to have Drunken Chicken
Now,
Fest.
as you can see, I did on the outside and I do it on the inside the skin.
That's good. Larry, you getting a close-up of that? because we gotta show the inside.
Just kind of move it around. You can see the soy. See how dark it is?
Yeah, yeah.
Just move it around.
So you really put a lot of it in there.
Well, sure. Some of it's gonna cook off, and some of it isn't. And that's the other thing. Soy sauce is very cheap.
Cheap. We like cheap. And I think rednecks like cheap too.
Rednecks are cheap.
I see you're wearing a red sweatshirt here, Donnie.
Okay.
All right. Now what?
Next thing, as long as we're in here, we can put the
let's put it on the can, on one of the cans.
We're gonna do the O'Doul's can.
Okay.
Now the other thing is when you pop it open, take the tab off.
Okay.
But be careful with yourself, you don't cut yourself.
Right.
I've heard you cut yourself once before.
Oh yeah, I've cut myself several times on this show and burned myself. Okay. Push that down.
Yeah. The main thing is you want the tab off, and I didn't get the tab off.
Okay.
I don't want to cut myself. And this is the way we do it here. You can do it by yourself, but if you do have help, like
All right, what should I do?
Put it over so Larry can see.
Here. Can you see that, Larry? Now we want a close up of this, and you.
And it's nice to put it on
And that chicken
here.
sits right on there.
Exactly, and you want to do that so you know that the chicken is going to stay on the grill. So do it here.
It looks like it's going to the bathroom.
Exactly, it's like a little pea in a pot.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Exactly.
All good.
Look at that. That looks, Larry. Look at that. It looks like a person sitting. Whoa! Oh no! What happened
You're
now?
all good.
Did I wreck it?
No, you're fine. The main thing is the weight of the beer can.
Back outside, and before we put the chicken on, now we've marinated it all right. We put the soy sauce around it, inside of it. We also made slits for the garlic, stuck that inside around the chicken, right? Now we're ready to put it on the grill.
Right.
But before we do that, what?
Well, as you can see, it's all nice and gray.
Beautiful.
You gotta have that. You gotta make sure that all the lighter fluid is all off and it's burned off by now. Now it's safe. It'll taste a lot better. Obviously.
Okay.
So now we're gonna spread it, and we want to make it in a big ring in a circle here.
So you got a big like 2x4 there, or what?
Yeah, this is redneck way. This is the 2x4.
You gotta be kidding me. All right, a 2x4.
Just kind of put her in the middle like this, and you spread them in a circle. And you'll make sure that there's no coals in the middle.
You see, simple
It gets
is
a little
best.
hot. The longer the 2x4
It is hot. I'm telling you right now.
The longer the 2x4, the better.
Excellent.
Try to make it all even.
So this is the indirect way of cooking.
This is the indirect way of cooking.
Woohoo!
You can't. There's indirect where you can put the coals on one side or the other, but when you have two chickens, you gotta have that in the middle. So the coals should be all the way around it.
Okay. All right. And indirect, does that take longer to cook, or it's just, what's the difference?
Indirect, it's slower and it doesn't torch the meat.
Okay.
You're gonna have like steaks. Steaks, you want them on top of the coals because you want them charcoal broiled.
Okay.
This is indirect. You're gonna get your charcoal taste, but you're not gonna have the fire right on top of the heat.
Got it.
Right on top of the chicken.
So like hamburgers usually and stuff, you cook direct.
Yes.
Right? Right over the stuff.
Right.
Anything bigger like a turkey, a chicken, whatever. A roast, indirect.
That's all indirect because you want that cooked evenly outside and inside.
Got it. Got it. Okay, so the coals are all spread around really nice now, and
now,
they're hot.
If you already use your Weber grill and you got stuff on top of it here, what you want to do is you just want to put that on top and put your grill on here, and then you'll let that burn off so you can clean it off easier.
Seriously, will it clean up by itself, or you still got to scrape it?
It'll clean, yeah, but there's flavor in there, so you want the flavor to drip off, and you also want your brush, and it'll be a lot easier for the brush to just clean up.
All right.
It takes about
So you don't have to
2
take
seconds.
that sucker inside and
Exactly.
Okay. All right.
I had my brush.
Where's the brush? You can go get the brush.
My brush.
There it is. All right. And that's all it takes? That little bit of time? Because it's hot.
Right.
Open up the top.
Yes, we got the top open enough. I'll explain that after I put it back on.
Okay. All right.
Look at how easy it just comes out.
Oh, yeah.
It's real simple.
I can't even tell you how much, like, you know, and I grill out a lot, and I bet a lot of you do too. And I have learned so much in this very short period of time that I ever do in all of the, 10 years that I've been grilling out, because I'm 20, and so, yeah, whatever.
So now, like I said, you want to kind of put the...
Hey, I got this 20-year-old here. She's laughing at me, Doc.
Put it on one side. We're gonna make sure he stands. You know, you can also get beer can chicken holders.
Yeah. Oh, I have one actually.
Well, I'm a redneck. I will not have one.
No.
This is how I learned, and this is how it's gonna work.
So that chicken just sits on there like that. Got it? How do you know? How do you know it's not gonna fall over later?
You don't know.
You don't know.
You don't know.
It's the mystery of it all. That's what I like. Okay, so now you're going to show us how to do it right. And this is with the actual beer, and remember the alcohol usually dissipates.
It doesn't matter what kind of beer you put on.
No?
It's just got to be a beer, or it can be old Duluth. It's got to have that beer taste.
Okay, because that like makes it moist pretty much.
Right, now I'm going to take, like I said, when you want to put dry rub or anything powdery, it's a lot easier to do it here. You're not going to be able to get it all on the chicken once it's on the can.
Okay.
So you're better off putting it all on here.
All right.
And you can
so that's
just a little pepper.
Little pepper. Okay.
Turn it around.
No salt because we've already used the soy sauce.
If
So.
I can have your hands and just
okay, what am I doing?
Oh. Yeah, well that's okay. You'll have to wash your hands again.
I know I'm going to have to wash my hands because salmonella. Yep. You know about salmonella.
So it tastes like that?
Yeah, yuck. Okay, now what?
Okay.
You're taking it back?
I'll
Good.
put it back.
That tastes like feels like a wet baby. I don't know.
Okay.
Like raw chicken. Something. Our studio audience right now is laughing their head off. Okay, whatever.
Put it on.
Now, how far do you have to get that up there? It's like as far as you can.
As it's gonna go.
Okay. You put that on there. It looks like they're kissing with no heads.
Yes, you know what? But the heat goes all inside, goes around, it goes everywhere.
All right.
It's nice and sturdy.
Very. You sure?
Yeah. Well, we won't know until we pop the lid off for an hour.
This one looks a little drunk. It's like tipping over. Is that all right?
That's the point.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you drink beer. That's what
all
you
right.
Duels, am I right?
All right. Yeah.
Okay.
And that's the one on duels. Terrible.
So as you can see, this is why we want a Weber, because this one is standing up kind of high, and I guarantee you that the grill top will cover it.
Really?
At any other grill top, it might not. Okay. Now this should take about an hour.
An hour?
Hour and a half. The slower you cook, the better it is.
Okay.
In a while, we check it. Once you have it closed, you want to keep it closed. You want to keep the heat in.
Okay, so you don't check often, in other words.
No. You know it's going to be in an hour. What we will do is we're going to put potatoes around this.
Oh, okay.
And potatoes take about 45 minutes.
Okay.
So right now,
we'll wait about 15 minutes.
We'll wait about 15 minutes, and we'll have like 5 potatoes, and we'll put them around the chicken, and we'll have to flip them maybe once.
Okay.
And that should be done at the same time as the chicken will be done.
Wow. All right, now but wait, when we lift it up, how do we know the chicken is done?
We don't know. We'll have a
you're going to put a thermometer in there?
Sure.
Okay, great.
Thermometer. A good sign of it is when the skin splits. It's a good sign that it is going to be done.
Okay.
But to be
sure.
positive, I have a very accurate thermometer. I have 2 of them. One that you want to use. You know, there's 2 different kinds. One you should use and one you shouldn't use.
Okay, well, the one that we should use, what's the temperature usually that we're looking for?
190.
190 to know it's done.
Exactly.
Okay, great, great. All right, let's put the top on.
Okay, now when we put the top on, put it on very delicately.
Okay, we got the drunken chicken, and we've got the O'Doul's on the right, and we've got the
Coors Light.
Coors Light.
Any kind of beer.
Any kind of beer on the left. So here we go. Let's see if there's any difference. Let's try. Everybody, come on. Oh, by the way, these are the people that were on the train. Yeah, we're here. All right.
Rednecks.
I'm doing it right first.
This is the O'Doul's. Not bad.
It's delicious.
I'm gonna try this.
Okay.
Everybody ready for the other one?
Yeah.
I taste no difference.
I don't either.
It's good?
No.
They're both moist. They're delicious. Oh my God. If this isn't great. Donnie?
Why don't you try a potato and see how that is?
Well, I will, but not right now because I want to say goodbye. I want to thank my guest, Donny Hintz, for being with me. Remember, he's the Bobby Flay of Franksville. I got it right, don't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, which is kind of close to Racine and sort of a mix. And this is his dear sister, Jeannie Hintz. And this is his girlfriend, Linda. And we'd like to thank you all for being with us. And really, I want a special thanks to you.
Larry.
Larry, thanks so much for being here. Larry, did you enjoy the show? You betcha. We'll be back next week with my next special guest. Have a good evening.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.